What's going on, world? I am Chris McPherson, and I'm pleased to be here with you today. You could have been anywhere in the world, and you decided to be right here, and that is a great thing. For just a moment, I want to borrow your attention as we talk about your I am. You know, the phrase I am is absolutely powerful because whatever we put after those two words is exactly what we are speaking into existence about ourselves and ultimately what we will become. You know, I am is how we define ourselves. If somebody says, "How are you feeling?" You said, "I am well, I am good, I am not feeling well, I am not feeling good." You are then telling that other person exactly how you are feeling. You're not stating this as a question form, but you are making it definite. You're creating it as a fact. You are also stating it as positive. You are affirming that into your reality. Well, because those words are so powerful, it is important for us to always understand what they truly do mean and how we use them for our betterment. You see, people often define who they are by a job, by a title, by a place that they may happen to live or whatever it is, but very seldom do people associate what they do to who they really are. Well, that's okay, and there's no problem with that. But what happens when you are no longer the sanitation director, or you're no longer the account manager, or you are no longer married, or you are no longer in a relationship? You see, if those things defined who you were, you may struggle with losing sight of yourself because you don't have those things in your life. You see, life constantly changes, and the one constant that will remain all of our lives is ourselves. Let's make it very personal. The only thing that will last for me is me, and that is my first person, I. You see, so defining your I am is a way to make sure that no matter what trends and bends life sends you through, that you will always be confident in the person that you are. One of the ways we do this is through identifying adjectives. Now, adjectives are words that describe and help represent nouns. For instance, if I was to say, "Hey, tell me about Bill," and somebody said, "Bill is a great leader," okay? They already told me two adjectives about Bill. One, that he's great. Two, that he is a leader. They have described Bill in that way. So we use adjectives then to describe people, things, in what context that they are. Well, in defining yourself, we must do the same thing. So an important exercise is just to simply write down as many adjectives as you can about yourself. Be honest with who you are, what you enjoy, and just write those down. Now, when I conduct this exercise in groups, a lot of times I'll get the feedback that, "Hey, I can't think of anything. I can't think of words that describe me." And I say, that's great. When you can't think about it, stay right there and focus and get something out of it. Because if you can't describe or define who you are, you're going to struggle in this world. Because everybody's going to have an opinion of who you should be and what you should be doing. And if you can't measure that against your true knowledge of self, you may find yourself in a position of being lost. And nobody wants to be lost in the world, especially when you're going around in the only vehicle that you have, which is you. So when defining yourself, take as much time as needed and write down attributes that describe who you are. Now, when we write down attributes, some can absolutely be positive. Some may actually come out to be negative, and that's okay, because in looking at those attributes, we can determine which ones we want to keep and which ones we know we need to focus to get rid of. If I have an attribute of anger, if I have an attribute of jealousy, if I have an attribute of deceit, those are ones I still need to be honest about myself with and writing down who I am. But I can also cross those off and say, "Hey, I've realized this in myself, and these are the things that I no longer want. They don't serve me, and I'm going to move forward past them." That's going to be a goal for me. But you can also write down other attributes, such as kind, gentle, patient, leadership, whatever it may be. And these positive attributes are the ones that you want to take and continue to work and expound upon and get better at. For me, I've developed my own I am statement. My statement is, I am perfectly created. I'm the creator of my reality, and I am the author of my destiny. For me, those adjectives were perfect, creator, and author. What do they mean to me? Well, you see, in no situation in my life have I not been able to understand that I am perfect just as I am. That doesn't mean that I don't have room for improvement or can't get better, but my best is already enough. And anything that I want to achieve, I have everything within me to do that. Therefore, I am created in perfection, that nothing can stop me except for myself. I am a creator. One of the reasons that I put out these messages is because I am doing my best to cast a shadow on the world to prove that my existence was here. I am the creator of my reality. You see, I'm not just sitting back and allowing things to happen to me in my lifetime. No, I'm generating the outcomes that I want through daily activity that will lead to maximum results. I am the creator. Everything around me is a result of me. Nothing happens to me, but through me, all things do happen. I am the author of my destiny. You know, author is a unique phrase because it is using the literary term of writing or creating in words. Some will talk about life being a perspective of already destined to occur, having some form of fate, or others will say that we create our life and how it will play out. I think both of those are real in different capacity, but what I do know is the future is unwritten and it absolutely happens right now. So I have a hand in creating what tomorrow will be based on the things that I do today. And I will write my life story every day of my existence. Therefore, I am the author of my destiny. Wherever I will end up is exactly a result of me. Now, when I talk about me and I, it is selfish to first person, but understand there's a universe, there's God, there's many things that work in my favor and in conjunction. This message is not to denote or take away from any of them, but it is only to get single focus on the most important thing in those, which is I. You know, from a biblical standpoint, you can look at the lesson that Moses gave us in speaking with God. God chose Moses to lead his people out of Egypt and into the promised land. During a conversation, and I'm paraphrasing for you biblical scholars, but Moses says, hey man, you got me leading these people. Who should I tell them sent me? God simply says, tell them that I am sent you. Moses says, I get that, but who then is I am? And God responds and gives one of the most profound statements in life, in right now. He says, I am that I am. And we're all created in that same I am presence. You see, everything that you create in this world will be a result of you. In fact, everything that you've seen, you've experienced, that you've touched or tasted has been a result of you. If you think I'm lying, if you weren't there, it would not have happened. Good or bad, right or wrong, up or down, it's still you. You see, you're the common denominator in every situation in your life. And because life changes and life may send you through different situations, you must be confident with who you are. You see, you are perfectly created. Therefore, there is nothing that you do not have. You're the creator of your reality. Nothing around you will happen outside of you and not because of you. And you are the author of your destiny. The way your life will end up and the things you will accomplish will directly be as a result of you. See, there is no happenstance. There is no coincidence. It's really all the power of you. Defining your I am is a great way to get your purpose and your passion in life. Because once you know who you are and the characteristics you possess, you will seek opportunities to do that in everything that you do. And I promise you, they will be right there for you. Remember, my friends, this is the positive place where we come to learn, discuss, and think about all things positive. Develop your I am. Understand who you are and what your purpose is, and you'll be able to establish long-term success just through being you. You don't have to pretend or put on or choose any adjectives of somebody else or a title or a description. In fact, the ones that you give yourself are just enough for you. Anything that you want to achieve in this world is absolutely possible. And once you determine who you are, you're going to be that much closer to getting them. After all, it's possible.
I'm the one.